Hello and welcome to Thursday? Thursday. I need to check myself for a second. It's been a good day so far. Uh did a couple of things. While I did work out a tiny bit, the big thing would be that I spent quite a bit of time just going through my computer and going through like some super old files, like stuff from I think when I was in high school, actually, going through some ancient stuff and being like, do I really need this? And for the most part, it's no. It's nice to have, and going through all of that is fine. It's just like it's hard to let go of sometimes. Like some friends that I've had since back then, I would like going through some old files, and I found like an old Minecraft server that we used to play on, and just like put it in a zip folder, put it in our Discord, and be like, "Hey, I still have these files from this server." It's like, and everybody's like, "No way, it lives." So it's super cool and neat to have it, and maybe we'll boot it up sometime. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But it was super neat to find. Other things is that pretty much the big thing that I spent today working on was learning how to re-edit photos. A couple weeks ago, I ended up updating the program I use to edit um, photos. Photos that I take with this camera specifically, and just any photos in general. Typically, when you take photos with a camera, you get like a JPEG file or something similar. Um, but if you take ones with, a bit of a higher end camera, or you just some settings on your phone if your phone supports it, and most Android phones do nowadays. I'm pretty sure some iPhones do as well, although I have not seen that setting, but I haven't dug too deep into that. You can take photos in RAW, and a RAW format is just the camera capturing as much light data as possible so that you can edit it later and get up to whatever kind of nonsense you want to get up to. And the program that I use, Darktable, it's an open source photo editing program that allows you to basically do these. If you've used Adobe Lightroom in the past, it's basically the same thing. And there are plenty of others like Raw Therapy. I know Luminar Suite has a whole thing too. But the big thing about Darktable is that I was running a version 3.8 or something, and then I updated, and I think now we're on 4.6, which is a pretty big leap. And because of that, the big change would be that things are kind of out of order now. One thing that happens is that it'll add some like little color adjustments to the base photo, and that's great for the most part. But one of the photos I was testing was like super, like had just a bunch of color in it, and the white balance was completely off. So having to adjust that and like learning that was the issue was something that I needed to take care of, and I learned how to fix it. All good there. But the other thing would be that like the quote unquote module that I use to edit colors, typically it just had a slider for like brightness, saturation, and I think contrast or something along those lines. And it was super easy to do and super simple to be like, okay, just gotta adjust these sliders and we're done. It's 3 sliders, but now they've changed it to like at least for my purposes, there's like 20 something different sliders. There's 12 in the first one, and then there's another page with like another 8 or something. So yeah, there's plenty of more to go through, and while that does take time, it's better for the health of the program because ways that they were doing it previously were I think it was based on like display output as opposed to like what the photo should actually be. And for my purposes, that was completely fine. Like, that's really all I needed, and it was the way I was used to doing it. I've been doing that for years now, and having that just be gone and having to relearn how to do a new way of editing and like not being sure how to do it, it's kind of so I don't know. It's weird, right? Like, on one hand, I should be happy that I can just like do all these super fine adjustments, but on the other hand, it's like if I want to go fast, I can't go fast anymore because I need to relearn how to do everything. And that's going to come up a lot in the next month and a half. Like, I feel like we have a lot going on for February and March, and like up until the end of March, probably be taking a lot of photos. And you'll probably see why in the upcoming days, especially tomorrow. We'll talk more about that then. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and hopefully I can get as many photos as I can get out as possible. I haven't updated that photo portfolio in a couple of days now. Not days, like months. Ever since I built it, I have not really updated it. I did go through and like update the server itself, but never like added any more posts. So hoping to do that over the course of the next little bit. We'll see how that turns out. But for now, I think that's where I'm gonna call it for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. And until then, later.